Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match toilet show on the internet. We've just come back from the London Stadium where it was West Ham 2, Aston Villa 3. That was a tough one, boy. That was a tough one to take because I thought we played very, very well.
Yes, look, starting lineup was probably the best team we can put out at the moment. It's a difficult one because it's probably, we actually played really well, but it's just moments of lack of concentration again and things that are costing us, and you know, we can't keep afford to drop in these sort of points when we're in winning positions. I mean, Villa was always going to be a tough game, don't get me wrong. They're one of the most informed team in Europe at the moment.
9 on a row.
Yeah, 9 in a row, you know, and I said it on Friday Night Pint, they're 3 points off the top. They didn't win in their first 5 games, didn't even score a goal.
Yeah.
So like, they're a great team and they're on form, and yeah, it's a tough one to take, but yeah, no, I was impressed with us yesterday. I thought we showed we're not playing like a team in a relegation battle, but we're not picking up points. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So we are in a relegation battle.
Yeah, it's. Do you know what? I think any other season, like you go last season before, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
This season, we've said it before, it's going to be the highest threshold to stay up. The actual teams that have come up and the other teams competing to stay up are just a lot better than what we've had years past. So we're going to have to be better than we are to stay up. It's going to take a lot. But yeah, do you know what? I said I was happy with the starting lineup. I thought Wilson maybe, but then I thought, do you know what? Wilson off the bench, impact. Like I said, I was happy with it. And I have to say, we did that kickoff, and I commentated. I always notice it now because Scott always mentions it, right? The kickoff back. And Scott hates it, and I'm not a fan of it, but it worked. For once it worked.
It was the press, wasn't it? Like we just didn't what was it, 29 seconds when he scored, but it was just the way we pressed them in the corner and we made them panic. We made them make that mistake, and it was a great finish from Fernandez, you know. And you start the game like that, and then after that, we seemed to switch off. We seemed to let Villa take control of the game and have more of the ball, and they was knocking it around us. And obviously their equaliser. And this is what frustrates me about Mavropanos. You know, he's got to make that decision. Do I watch the man or do I watch the ball? And instead of watching the ball, he's watching the man. And that's why when you watch the replay, he's not even looking at the ball and it's gone in off his head. And obviously Areola's wrong-footed him. And it was Watkins' run, obviously, and Mavropanos has done the right thing, but if he looks at the ball, he heads it clear. Watkins ain't looking at it. Mavropanos ain't looking at it, and I'm like, this is what lets Mavropanos down, because I do feel like he's been really good for us this season when he's played, and he's been better than Kilman this season. Tadebo's obviously stepped up his game the last 5 or 6 games. He's been brilliant, but yeah, Mavropanos, you know, he just keep your eye on the ball, not the man.
We defended well overall, but there are moments, and it just when it comes to crosses, and things, set pieces and stuff, we're so bad in the air.
See, I was thinking about Mavropanos on the way home for it, funnily enough, right? And he's frustrated. He frustrates me because he has got attributes to be a decent defender, but the problem is, and this has always been a problem with him, right? He's got the ability, or for lack of another word, to make 1 or 2 mistakes every game.
Yeah.
Every game, he makes 1 or 2 dangerous mistakes. Sometimes we get away with it. Sometimes we don't. That he made 2 mistakes on Saturday, and the 2 mistakes that he made was detrimental. It cost us 2 goals, right? And the whole rest of the game, he was fine.
Yeah.
And this is what it doesn't know me. But I think that, right? I think that is the issue this season, is that in amongst Zuma, Collins, and players like that, you think this guy's rank worth a rub. Like, send him on his way, right? Last season, I think we had, who did we have last season playing centre back? Zuma and...
No, we had Zuma last season. He was on loan, wasn't
maybe the season before them. So Zuma, and you think to yourself, you know, he's a 3rd choice, 4th choice. At the moment, he's our main centre back, and that says a lot about our fucking centre backs, if I'm honest with you. Because there was. I remember a year or 2 ago, I said I don't never want to see this guy to play for West Ham again. And he's still making the same. He's got the same things, the same ability to make them 2 mistakes every game. The 2 mistakes he made this game was a header, as he said, not watching the ball, not watching it properly, misjudging the flight of the ball. and it comes on off his head.
I think today, Mavropanos done well yesterday, keeping Ollie Watkins quiet.
Yeah.
He weren't really in the game. But with Ollie Watkins, he doesn't need many chances. But then you take your eye off Ollie Watkins, you've got a Morgan Rogers to deal with, and he's the one that punished us yesterday. He was dictating the game.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, he's a brilliant player, and that's
probably
why
best in the Premier League.
That's why he'll probably be. He might even start for England in the World Cup.
Yeah, he should.
He's having a really good season, but
the other mistake he made, and Wan-Bissaka weren't much better. I thought Wan-Bissaka was poor yesterday. Was Morgan Rogers' first goal? The ball comes across, right? They're both in line with him, and they both retreat off of him.
Yeah.
And he turned. He must have thought He must have thought Christmas had come early because he turned. He was not playing it.
No.
You chuck yourself in front of it, you block the shot.
Well, yeah. Well, what
Both of them
happened
done.
is they're both they're tracking him. He pulls up and stops, and they keep running.
But you look at when the ball comes in and when he touches the ball, they're both there.
yeah. Yeah, because their movement, they ain't got time to react, to stop and turn and block. They've, as Dan said, they're running with him, then they've lost concentration. Rogers has stepped back, and they're still running. So by the time he's got the ball controlled it, turn and hit it,
But that's poor.
all the defenders are on the floor. Yeah, it's poor, and we found ourselves in a good position because we was 2-1 up at half time. Obviously, Bowen got his goal.
Fantastic he was yesterday.
Yeah, great finish.
Really
great
happy
finish
with
from
him.
him. Potts obviously had a shot. It'll go down as an assist from Potts, but it was a shot. But Bowen was there. He miles onside, and then you think you get yourself in that position, and you think, yeah, do you know what? This could be our day today, because I wasn't that impressed with Aston Villa. But the thing is with Aston Villa, I've seen them play poor this season and still win.
Yeah.
So you've always got to be wary of that. And they proved it yesterday. Like, you look at the team they've got, the midfield they've got. Tillemans as well. He's another player. Very impressed with him. But yeah, it's just, I agree. I thought Bowen was brilliant yesterday, back to his best.
That's what we need.
Yeah, tracking the ball. Taking players on. That's what he's good at. But
That's it. Now he's amongst the goals. You just hope now we're going to get that bowling that can bang him in. It's just annoying that that goal counts for nothing.
do you know what? Funny enough, I watched the highlights this morning when I was on my break at work, and I thought I'd have a little watch again, and I forgot we scored a third.
Yeah.
Offside.
Yeah.
Forgot all about that.
Paper thing that was.
Yeah.
The offside of that.
Yeah. It was tight. It was offside, but it was very, very tight, and that was where Bowen, he just used his noddle a bit. He leant forward, he just leaned back a bit. He leans back, he's onside. But look, it's easy for us to say that you're in that moment, instinct. It's great finish from him, but yeah, it's another game that, look, you can't do nothing about Rogers' third goal. It was a great finish, great strike, great
I
finish.
dunno.
We backed off him, but
He's got way too much space.
we haven't even mentioned him yet. But Lucas Paqueta, we can say about Mavropanos being at fault. He was at fault, especially for the second goal, because the way he lost that ball and then jogged after it, and then we fucking concede, and then he stands there with his hands on his head looking around, and then walks back to the halfway line. Me personally, I don't think he should be starting for us. I think he needs to be dropped. Needs to be dropped for a little while.
Do you know what? I have a feeling Nuno might actually drop him.
Yeah.
I think he'll be got next game for Wilson.
He let us down the other week against Liverpool when he got sent off. He just come back from a ban. On his day, he's a good player, but he doesn't have many days.
I think there was a fan cam I done the other day. I think it sums it up really. And there was a comment in one of my morning after earlier on, as it happens. And this I do not agree with, right? So the guy that I spoke to on Saturday turned around and went, "What does he do? What does he do?" Right? And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking, well, he actually does nothing. Right, he does nothing. Right, early on in the season, he started the season pretty well in terms of goals, and and he had that Forest thing. It was actually Villa that was the team he was meant to be going to, wasn't it? But I'm thinking, what does he do? And he doesn't do anything.
He used to do a lot of the defensive work.
Yeah, it's not even. See, the thing is with him, and I think this guy summed it up perfectly. And I put this. He's a wonderful footballer. He is a wonderful footballer. Unfortunately, with footballers like him, they will lose the ball. We just haven't got the people around him that can deal with him.
The problem is where he lost the ball.
But I find with him, he sometimes he doesn't need to lose the ball. I always find with him that, I don't know whether he wants to do it to impress the crowd or whatever, but I always find that sometimes when he could go that way, he turns back into danger because he wants to do a twist and a turn.
Yeah.
You can't do that when you're in a relegation battle. Do that when you're 4-0 up and it's the 89th minute. Don't fucking do it when you're in a relegation battle, because he's not the sort of player we want for the fight. Because when you look at his stats, we've said it before, I think it's like coming up to like 60 games now, 1 assist in 60 games, and he's meant to be a Brazilian playmaker.
Yeah.
You know, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. And I know that sometimes he hasn't had the quality around him, but we can't keep saying that. Players like him, if it's not going well, he needs to drag us through games.
The thing is, mate, is this, right? He is not Dimitri Payet, right, by a long shot.
No.
Dimitri Payet was a player that could pick a ball up, no matter who was around him, and could do it on his own. Yeah, he could pick a ball up, he could beat 4 or 5 men and then slot it in the bottom corner, no problem. I see him do that a dozen times, right? Lucas Paqueta is not one of them players. He needs people around him. Now, I'm not ever going to say Lucas Paqueta is a bad player. You don't get to be Brazil's number 10 for being a bad player. But at this moment, at this time, this West Ham team is not set for Lucas Paqueta. He should not be playing in the side. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help us, right? And when you're in a scrap like this, he is the one that's good. Because when you look at big players, right, if we was in a relegation scrap and Dimitri Payet was still there, you'd be saying, right, we need this geezer. Like we say to Bowen. I think Bowen gets unfair criticism, sometimes from me, because you want that man to pick you out of a hole. Right? Lucas Paqueta is not a man that's going to dig you out of a hole. Right? Lucas Paqueta is a man that you can build a team around once you've got a team fucking built. Yeah. Right? You don't build a team around Lucas Paqueta. He comes in and he is the final piece of the puzzle. He's not what we need at the moment. He is not what we need. And the attitude of him, his heart is set elsewhere, and that breaks my heart. And somebody said on the comments earlier that he's repaid his transfer fee with the ball he assisted to Bowen, and I thought, nowhere near.
Yeah, but you look.
Listen, that was the greatest moment of what I've seen West Ham. But one ball in a final.
That was what, 2-3 seasons ago now. Like you can't keep living off that fucking because Bowen don't live off just that goal, because Bowen does it season in, season out. He's the quickest player for us to get to 100 goal contributions. Like,
and he was a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and he was a lot cheaper. But like the player, like, you can't look. Paqueta will always be fucking part of a great team that won us that trophy. But he can't keep living off that. He doesn't put in enough before. If he had 1 or 2 bad games, but then goes and has 10 good games, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't turn up for me. I can never look at Paqueta and say to him, how many times is he an 8 out of 10? Yeah. Sometimes I look at him and I think, mate, you're not even a 4.
Yeah.
Like, if people take sentiment out of it and whatever we think Paqueta is, what he's done in the past, right, and you look and you say, like you've just saying that, is Paqueta what we need to get out of relegation battle, right? Is he the man? Does him starting give us a better chance of getting out of relegation or a worse chance? So if you look at it without any sentiment, I have to say right now, he's not adding much value, so I'm dropping him.
Yeah, maybe dropping him is the best thing for him. Which, look, I never thought I'd say that, like with Paqueta, because we know on his day he can be a good player, but it's just not.
He just hasn't got the qualities.
He's not consistent enough for me. Like Bowen had a last few games. There was a couple of games where Bowen dipped, but he still left him in because you know that after a couple of games he will find his form again, and that's what he's done.
He's probably our most inconsistent player, Paqueta. If you look at every player, player,
someone's decent or bad.
Yeah, there's out of everyone else, you look and go, yeah, you can get a run of good games off him where he's going to stand out, and he's going to stand out. Diouf, Wan-Bissaka, Magassa,
but there is a lot of them players in there that just don't fancy the fight. And then people that are coming on, obviously Guido Rodriguez that comes on. These are League One Championship level players. They really are. Yeah. And like, again, I'm going to have to, I know he has, again, I'm going to say about Scott, he's not here. But I'm starting to see what he's saying. Listen, I haven't lost the faith in Nuno. I really haven't lost the faith in Nuno. But the difference yesterday between the two sides was substitutions at the right times.
Game management.
That's
what I've been saying.
Game management and quality as well.
But yes, quality is. I mean, Morgan Rogers. I mean, what a player! What a player!
Yeah, he's a joy to watch, and like obviously, you know, I watch a lot of England. I've seen him come through in the last few games. I've seen him a lot this season for Villa, and he's flying. He's I think they signed him from like Middlesbrough or something like that, and he's just been. Every game he seems to go up a level.
I will say that third goal, right, and I'm Areola's biggest defender. I watched it back. I do think...
Bit far off his line, wasn't it?
Yeah, if he stays on his line, I think he's got a
But then,
chance
I will say this.
But then that's brilliant from Rodgers to see him off his line.
Oh, yeah.
But I've got to say this as well. No one closed him down quick enough.
No.
You know what the geezer's capable of. Yeah. He had one, I don't know whether you noticed, he had one where he got a bit of space on the edge of the box and he bent one.
Yeah,
and it was just over.
Stanchion at the back,
and you know, as a defender, you got to look at him and go, well, he's got that in his locker. Like he obviously fancies himself from distance. That was some fucking distance and all. When I didn't realise it was that far out. Yeah. Listen, I do appreciate what you say about Areola, but for me, Magassar was too far forward. Potsy never got across, and the defender never pushed out. Tadibo it was never pushed out quick enough. You know he's got that ability.
Yeah.
If you've done your own work, you know he's got the ability. You do not give a player like that space.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think So it's a combination of. I think everyone's got to hold their hands up for that one. And again, it's just another game where you look and think we could have got something from it, and we didn't. And you know, I go back to, you know, the conversation we had last week, you know, which, you know, I got a lot of flack for. And I'm not saying I've been...
And rightly so.
Yeah. I'm not saying I've been proven right after one game after that. But again, it's just why I feel like for us to sit here and feel like we're safe. Because the thing is, I feel like what West Ham fans have been doing is, it's okay we drop points against Man United, it's okay we drop points against Bayern.
I don't think that's
it's okay right. This happens because everyone's sitting there and going, well, look at the fixtures we got after City. We've got Fulham, we've got Brighton.
Yeah, you can't wait Wolves, for that. No.
We've got, and the problem is, I think a lot of West Ham fans are just assuming that a lot of them games are 3 points.
Yeah.
You can't look at Fulham as a banker.
None of them are.
None of them. No.
Wolves, look at Wolves were unlucky against Arsenal.
Yeah, the thing is with Wolves, like, Wolves are only on 2 points at the moment, but they only need a little fucking run of games, and then you find yourself they're closing the gap.
Yeah.
They're playing well. They're playing well. And
so 3 wins on the spin, they'll be right up their arse.
This is where we need to, like, I think every West Ham fan is writing City off this season. I always think when the fixtures come out, I think we've got 36 games because we never get anything against fucking City.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to go there and you got to fucking show a little bit of fight, giving you some sort of confidence. And as Dan said, none of these games in the Premier League are easy games.
But they're not givens, though. They're not in this position we're in now, right? You can't look at someone and say, well, we'll write that one off. You can't. You can't.
No, I know that. But you know, I'll be very, very surprised if we get anything.
I know, I'll be surprised, but we have to go looking for something.
Right, because you know what, if we come away from City, right, and we give them a game and say they beat us 2-1 or something, right, and we come away and go, fuck it, we gave a great performance, we narrowly lost. That gives us a little bit of something to hold our heads up to go into Fulham. Whereas we get turned over completely, that's...
Do you know what?
It's going to be difficult because obviously we're losing Wan-Bissaka and Diouf for these next few games. Yeah. And like, it's how we set up now. Who does he go with? Does he go with Walker Peters as right back and Ollie Scholes as left back? It's I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't have confidence in them two. Scholes has just come back from a long injury, and Walker Peters, he ain't that bad. He's not as bad as...
I think he's been good.
He's been all right,
I think he's unlucky.
I'm more comfortable when Wan-Bissaka's there, because I think Wan-Bissaka's got the pace to get forward and back. Walker Peters, for me, he's good at defending, but he just can't get forward.
I think it's going to be the back five.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the back five.
We'll set up as a back five now until them two are back.
But that's a big blow for the next run of games.
But you know what? The thing that does... You know, as I said before last week, I thought the performance was great, and if you look at the stats, statistically, it was better, right? Better than him. But the thing that worried me, and I think should worry a lot of West Ham fans, is when we conceded that third goal, we'd lost. You see it in the players' eyes. Everyone dropped their heads. Yeah. They was just going through the motions at the end, and they was like, you know, when you see what the likes of what was it, Leeds against Liverpool. 2-0 down and they're scrapping. You need that scrap. You need that. And that's what I say. People like Lucas Paqueta and Guido Rodriguez and fucking people that are walking out this fucking football club come the 1st of January if they get the chance. They're not the people you want scrapping for you at the end. They're not the people.
See, that's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? We can't just discount Leeds.
No, we can't discount Leeds. No, we can't.
That's what I'm saying.
But they have to find some fight, Dan. And this is the thing. I will give Nuno till January, because January he gets the chance to get some of his own players. Yeah, there is a lot of shit in this club, and don't get me wrong. Even if we survive this season, you got to look at next season to think, what are we going to do? Because there is a lot that needs replacing, and this has been coming for ages and ages and ages. And every year we get more and more. Do you know what I would like to have seen stay this year? Aaron Cresswell. Aaron Cresswell should have stayed this year.
Yeah, I know. We've said
Aaron Cresswell should have stayed this year. Soufal should have stayed this year.
There's a lot. I mean,
we can blame Potter.
But that was down to Potter, wasn't it? You know, Potter
Alvarez should have stayed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've got people like Guido Rodriguez, who
I think
he ain't worth a fucking rub.
I think no, he's not. But this is the thing. I look at it and I go, Nuno's inherited a mess. He's improved players, absolutely. Why the fuck are you still playing Rodriguez? Why are we chasing the game? And that 2-2, right? I was there. A lot of people in the chat, we were screaming, "Bring on Wilson! Get Paqueta off! Bring on Wilson!"
Screaming at the stadium.
Screaming, come!
But I was the only one.
Well, everyone, pretty much everyone in my live chat and me was screaming it. Didn't happen.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah,
we just scored the goal. Yeah. Bring him on. Paqueta, fuck
he
off.
Wasn't doing anything. And then 81 minutes, he brings Wilson on. And then a bit later on, he brings on Kante, right, a young lad. He brings on Rodriguez when we're chasing the game. Like, what the fuck is Rodriguez going to do to help us?
See, that is the same mistake he made at Brighton. He brings Wilson on for an impact, and then all of a sudden he just takes all of the creativity away. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it.
This is the thing. I get it. People want to hear positivity and all of that, and, you know, I'm not Nuno out, but I have to sit here and look at how many games can you say he hasn't given us the best chance to get a result. You know, we can still go back to the Leeds game, the Brentford game, the Brighton game.
I think he gets a little bit of a pass because it's not his squad.
No, I know, but come on, man.
I think one thing we need to address, and I think it's one of our main issues, is we need to go out and get a good centre-back.
Yeah.
We need to stop conceding goals. You know,
I want to see Igor come.
Like I said, we've had one clean sheet this season, and that was against Nuno's Forest. We keep conceding too many goals. Like, you need to get someone, you need a leader at the back, because I don't get, I look at Mavropanos and Tadibo, they're not leaders, they're not organisers, they're good individuals. I think Tadibo's been impressive, like, especially in the last 5 or 6 games, but he's not a leader.
Yeah.
You need someone at that back controlling it. So we need to shore that up first, and then, you know, we need another striker. We need someone else to come in, because we can't keep relying on Wilson. Wilson's done brilliant for us this season, but we need someone else to come in. And you're looking at probably about 3 or 4 players in January, but it's not going to be that easy.
No.
It's not going to be that easy. And you won't get them all in at the beginning of January, when we'd all love to. January 1st, 4 people in your door.
Well, this is it, because we got Wolves away, and then we've got Forest at home, right, in that early space. So we're probably not going to have any new recruits for those 2 games. So we have to go with what we got. And
I still think we've got enough to. I mean, Forest have really improved, and they've improved defensively. But I still think we've got enough starting to win them games. I really do. But it's whether he picks them.
I think where it comes down to who wants it more. I think what set of players are going to show more bollocks and get them points when they're available.
The thing is, we've got enough to win those games. We had enough to beat Leeds. We had enough to beat Brighton.
You didn't pick the right team.
And this is it. We have enough. And I like I said, I look at our 11 and I like the team. And I think there's a lot to be excited about if we stay up. The problem is we're not getting these wins. We're not beating these teams, even though we have.
I'll tell you who's going to be a superstar, Fernandes.
Yeah,
he's going to be an absolute.
Yeah, no, he played really well yesterday, and as I said, it was a great finish. Took his goal, and the way he was spraying, even Magassi yesterday, the way he was spraying the ball back, that ball that he put over the top for Bowen, fucking one of the best passes I've seen for a West Ham midfielder for a long time. But he just ran out a little bit of energy, like, towards the end, a bit like Potts as well. But you're asking 2 youngsters to do a lot.
Yeah.
You know, against
that's a good, probably one of the best midfields in the league.
That starting lineup we had yesterday, is our best starting 11 at the moment.
I'd swap Wilson for Paqueta.
Yeah,
I'd take
something
Paqueta out.
All right, I'll probably say, take Paqueta out, bring Wilson in. But even Somerville yesterday, I thought I couldn't work out, I was sitting there thinking, has he had a good game or a bad game? I couldn't really work it out because he looks a threat, but he doesn't do anything with it. That's his only problem.
It's the final ball.
He had a good. I mean, look, he drew fouls. He got 2 of their players booked, right?
But that's another thing. When he got Matty Cash booked in the first half,
Run at him.
He should target him.
That's what I said on the stream. I said, target him now.
Target him. Just keep going down the right, and let him run at him.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. After the referee after that was fucking awful. Like in terms of what he was calling.
Who was the referee? Anthony Taylor.
Taylor, yeah. Same old from Anthony Taylor. The things he was letting go for them and pulling up for us. Listen, I'm a West Ham fan. I'm going to be biased, but
yeah, I didn't. And this could be just me, but this is the game where I didn't make one comment about the ref in real time. I could watch it back, and there probably is stuff like that in the stadium. It's even more.
Obviously you notice it more there.
Yeah.
So.
But it weren't a game where I look and go, "Fuck the ref." And I don't think you feel the same way. The ref cost.
Nah.
But
Can't say that. It was a bit
ones.
of a fucking toss pot.
No, it was just individual errors.
Yeah.
Like I said, you look at all the goals, and we can sit here and pick the bones out of all of them. Like the Mavropanos one for me, like he does it all the time. I've said it before. Sometimes he shuts his eyes. And we've conceded so many goals like that. But that's one definitely will address the centre back situation in the summer. I know you're saying about Igor, but I want someone there like we need a leader.
We don't know.
We need someone. Yeah. We need someone like
Igor's not playing for a reason. I think
we need someone like a character like a Craig Dawson, a James Collins, someone who's going to fucking put their head in everywhere and control that back line. We need to stop conceding goals.
Yeah,
Morgan Rogers doesn't get that shot away if you have James Collins there.
Someone who's just going to throw their body on the line, and so I think, look, if we just get 2 players, a striker and a centre back, we need more, but I think that's enough. Like I think I'll be content.
I like how midfield. I like it.
I love it.
I like the balance we've got with Magassa and Potts. I think they've got a good partnership.
We just lack depth well together. The problem is if we're playing a midfield 3, and then you're having to.
We need someone who's going to create. We need someone like we want Paqueta to be like. We need someone that wants the ball, who's going to take 2 or 3 players on and thread that ball through.
I think we need to look at our academy. I don't think there's anybody out there for that for us. Not at the moment.
You don't know. There could be someone out there like who Nuno might be looking at. There are players out there. Paqueta ain't that hard to replace because he's shit at the moment. You know what I mean? So you only need someone who's going to string a few passes together, and once you're sitting there thinking, fucking hell, that's. Do you know
the thing that is annoying about this situation is the fact you normally get a new manager, they normally go back to their old club and raid it, and I think, do you know what? This player would be perfect. We can't because they won't sell to us because they're in the same fucking boat. We're in a relegation scrap with them. So they're not going to give us anybody. And
we was in a relegation scrap. We sold Swans. Was it Swansea? We sold them.
That's right.
Thankfully, it worked out. But you're thinking, bloody hell, he was our top goal scorer at the time as well. But
he probably only had 3 goals.
I think
that was good. I think that was good business.
Oh yeah, in hindsight.
I'll be honest with you, we paid for 20 million for him. And then we sold him back to him for 22 or something, wasn't it? Or something.
No, I think we near enough got our money back. But so the January transfer window is huge because we need players that can come in and make an instant impact, not ones that are going to take weeks to get up to speed. I think he's trying to look at English players. So
don't, because someone's called me Brexit Nick again.
Or players, that play in England. I say English players.
I think Jesse Lingard's available.
Oh God, he got released by some Korean club.
Do you know who else is available?
No.
Dimitri Payet.
Fucking hell.
Did you see the other day with Zidane?
Didn't even look like him. Didn't even recognise him.
10 years on.
Look. We just got to hope that this weekend the results go our way as well, because I don't think we're predicting anything against City, but we need to hope that the teams above us drop points, because if we go into that 4-game period and we're 6 or 7 adrift,
it could be difficult.
Then the pressure's on you. The pressure, because you go into them games, you go 1-0 down, the fans are going to turn straight away, and it puts pressure on the players. So we just need to look. As we said, nothing's given in the Premier League. Anyone on their day can beat anyone. Like it would be so fucking West Ham to go to City at a weekend and fucking win. It would, but I can't see it happening.
No.
City at the moment are on they're found their level now. They're on the title charge now. But you can't rule out Aston Villa in this title charge.
No, definitely
No.
not. Well, listen, Arsenal. That was a bit of a wobble. Arsenal Saturday.
They got very lucky
don't you know? Ain't you noticed about the difference with Arsenal this season?
Is they win them?
Is they're winning them games now? Where last season they draw that. And the other games where they've picked up last-minute winners, they're losing them or they're drawing them.
Yeah.
They're starting to get that. But I still think, me personally, I think City's going to win the league.
Yeah.
I said that at the beginning of the season. I think that they will go on and they'll go on a run of results now. But I just, to be honest, I don't care who fucking wins the league as long as we stay up.
Because I tell you what, I am genuinely worried about relegation. You know, I still maintain that I think we'll.
I think you should be.
It,
you should be.
I'm worried. I think relegation would be disastrous for this club.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Some people, I'm a Spurs fan. Oh well, you can clear out all the dead wood and all that, but no, we're going to lose so many young, bright,
Promising
talented
players.
players.
Because Fernandes will go.
Gasser
will probably go.
Diouf.
Yeah, there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot of players that will want out
Bowen will go
because they think that they're too big for the football club. That so
yeah, Bowen's going to go 100%. I don't think he'll stay in the Championship at that point.
It'd be tough.
It's so we're going to have a stage. We have to rebuild, and getting out is so tough. So yeah, it's stressful. It's still a long way.
We're not built for either, are we? We're not built for the Premier League, and we're not built for the Championship.
No, we're like Norwich at that point.
The difference is when we've been relegated before, is that we've had Upton Park.
Yeah.
The London Stadium will be empty. It'll have your hardcore 30-odd thousand in there, but it'll be empty.
Yeah.
And this is one thing as well.
Away teams will still play like it's a big deal.
And when you look at teams like Leeds and they've got Ellen Road, that's where they're going to pick up most of their points. We can't our home form's shit.
Yeah.
So we have to rely on our away form because our away form ain't that bad.
No.
But we just need to start turning these fucking points into 3 points.
And the thing is, where we talk about, and that's for usually January, if in January we have a chance to strengthen. I have no faith in David Sullivan to get what we need when we need it, to get deals done. And
the thing is as well though, Sullivan needs to spend because if he wants to sell this club for what he thinks he can get, we need to be a Premier League team.
Yeah.
Because when you drop to the Championship, your price goes down. So if he wants out or he wants to sell up, we need to be a Premier League club.
I think Sullivan's got some issues coming up.
Oh yeah,
I think the issue. I think we can't talk about it, but there's some well documented stuff out there at the moment coming out, and I think because I see a rumour the other day about Brady. Could she leave in January? And
I think your mate's already turned around and said that she's going nowhere. Sean Weston.
Yeah, well, Sean will say that, but listen, if the problems come up, she's got to be at the next at the door. She ain't staying.
No.
If the problems arise, and I think there could be half truth in that because I think they know what's coming. If I'm honest, but we can't say anything about that. I know that but it's what does that do to the football club if this all comes out and
well, it's another
I think
distraction.
the football club will
would it prosper?
It will still be in good hands. I think, like you still got like other board members there that I think would probably step up and take control.
Oh yeah, I do think there's a period though of disarray, and that the problem is that distracts away from.
And I think at the position we're in at the moment, we can't afford to.
Well, it puts more focus on the football club for negative reasons as well, doesn't it? And it gives other people more chance to have a dig at us as a football club.
Yeah.
So, who is in charge of it? Is it still Sullivan in charge of transfers? Like, what are we doing?
I'm not really sure because we got rid of Stein, we got rid of the other guy.
McCauley, there's no clarity on when it comes to transfers, who's doing, and that's another thing.
Whoever it is, mate, I hope they fucking set it up.
Well, do you know what I'd do? I'd fucking leave it in charge of Nuno. Let Nuno pick his players and say, look, this is who I want. You go and get them. Because I always think that the manager should have the last say because he's the one that picks them.
But do you know what the problem is?
To work with them.
As Sullivan's mind works, is he'll look at the results and he'll have doubts on Nuno, and he'll go, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't let him."
It's just because he's quite
works.
I think with Nuno, I think they actually really rate Nuno and they like him. And Nuno's not a manager that he don't like going to clubs during the season. He likes a pre-season to start. So for him to come to us, it was a hard pull to get him. I think they like Nuno and they like the way he works. And as I've said, look, I think we've all seen improvements.
But we've got to see the results.
But we need to see the results.
Depends though, because if we get into once we hit that window and we're adrift and we've lost Man City, we've dropped points in Fulham, we've dropped points at Brighton, they're going to look at that and go, oh, maybe just in case we have to sack him.
They want him in for the Championship.
I would keep him.
They're not changing again, trust me. Trust me, it took them a long fucking time to decide to fucking quit Potter.
Yeah, but I just can't.
That's just the way they are. They're just tight-fisted people that can't run a fucking football club to save their life. Don't know what they're doing here. Really don't.
But look, shit result at the end of the day. But one thing I do want to talk about, I want to know your opinions on this. Like, what was your thoughts on the tribute for Billy Bonds before the game?
I thought it
was pathetic.
Yeah, so do I.
I thought that one tifo, what they put up, was poor.
I thought there was too much. They wasted too much time. That should have been a lot earlier, and there should have been a lot more going on.
It's not that. Like, you remember when they opened the stand for Billy? Like, everyone had the things, and they made that big mosaic, and it looked brilliant.
Yeah.
That thing that they put up yesterday was like, because the stand's so big, it looked pathetic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice that like Trevor Brooking and Alvin Martin come out and laid the flowers, and his daughters come out. I love that. All the ex-players did that in the tunnel. That's brilliant. The video they played before. But they should have done. He deserved a lot more. I think even when you go to the ground and you see that the tributes, and it's, I don't know. We're a different generation.
I think the tributes are down to this, and I was thinking about this the other day because I remember walking down to Upton Park at the Lyle Gates when Bobby Moore died, and I've never seen anything like it. I have never seen anything like it, right? And it was everywhere. Now, I remember quite vividly on the day that we drove past Upton Park, and I stopped specifically to go there, right? So my mum drove, or my dad drove past Upton Park, and I went, stop, let me go and have a look. You can't do that at London Stadium.
No, I know that.
So what I think is that, like, when you think about Upton Park, it's in the community. People are in their houses. People are driving past. They just stop to lay the wreath. You can't do that there.
No,
you can't do it there.
I get that, but I'm thinking. I'm not dissing the fans for that. What I'm thinking
just
more
different generations.
Is I just think the club. I mean, even like
pathetic.
During the game, like, and I said this last week. The club are usually good at things like that. Like you go back to when we opened the Billy Bonds stand. That was fucking unreal. Yeah, you know, that was unreal. And I think that they had enough time to do a lot better. They could have put 2 or 3 tifos up just to cover it a bit more. It looked pathetic. From watching on the telly, it looked pathetic. It went up, and it was like a cell.
I've got to see that though. It was a lot of work. I could see it from where I was and what they was doing. The amount of people they had on it. You got to think about that's roping, right? That roping's got to come up, yeah. And if you pull a rope up and it hits someone on the face, that's a big fucking lawsuit. Like,
yeah, but no, I get that, but there's enough gap between the rope and the fans.
I don't think it should have been a tifo. I think it should have been a mosaic.
Yeah, it should have been a mosaic and a tifo. It should have been the tifos at the two ends. They should have had one 1980, 75, and then the Billy Bonds stand should have been fucking sea of claret and blue cards or whatever saying Bonds or whatever.
Bonzo,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I just thought it was really. I felt I was a little let down by the club yesterday for what their tribute was for Billy Bonds.
Do you know what?
Billy Bonds. Sorry, Dan. Yeah. Billy Bonds. He's West Ham. He is the old West Ham, and the old West Ham's died when he died. And I think they I'm obviously not going to say this, but they want away from that image. That Upton Park stuff really, I think it helps them that we keep on going back to it.
But you say that, but the last few days, all our social media has been is the old badge.
Yeah.
So they're going back to the old days, like when we're putting a badge on. But I just think someone like Billy Bonds, I've seen people get more tributes to that football club that have never done half of what Billy Bonds done.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was a little bit of a letdown yesterday. It was still a great, it was emotional. The video was brilliant. As I said, it was nice to see, obviously, because Alvin Martin took over from Billy Bonds as captain, so it makes sense, and Trevor Brooking was his teammate,
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them, his daughters. That was beautiful. All the ex-players, brilliant. But, the players coming out with number 4 on their jackets, brilliant. But I don't know.
There should have been more.
Yeah, there should have been more.
I think there should have been an hour's worth tributes. I think it should have been more like what the stuff was like last year.
Even you could hear it on the telly. You had fans like wanting to sing Billy Bond's Claret Blue Army. It starts and then it just fades out because
it's the
people
aesthetics of the stadium.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's the aesthetics of the stadium.
The aesthetics and the makeup of the stadium is filled with non-West Ham fans. That's the
listen. There was different parts singing. We started singing the way it's the aesthetics of the stadium, the acoustics of the stadium. It doesn't allow them chants to get in unison. It doesn't.
You say that. I mean, you go to a concert there. It's yes, the acoustics are brilliant for concerts. I just think we're in a different generation of fans. I think you've got a lot of new people. Half of these people don't even know who Billy Bonds are. There's probably people there like tourists, probably looking at a screen thinking, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
You know, and that's the sad thing about football now. And I know times have changed, but no, I just thought. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with it yesterday, to be fair. I think they could have done a lot more, and he deserves a lot more.
I agree. I do agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Should we wrap it there?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Wrap it there. Thank you very much for our sponsors for this video, OK Jerseys. We have got 10% off.
Wow.
10% off coming up to Christmas. So I don't know what the code is, but we will put the code.
It's a new code.
It's a new code.
Nicky Hawkins.
Yeah, Code Hawkins.
No, it's going to be sound like Christmas or something like that, but I'll get the code. So we've got 10% off coming up to Christmas. Do get your OK jerseys. We've just made a one. Do you know what one I've just got?
What?
The 96 Euro 96 goalkeeper shirt.
Yeah, but do you know what? I had a look earlier, and do you know what else I noticed they got on there?
Cool.
The Tutti Frutti one.
Have they?
Yeah, you scrolled a little bit further. You peeked at the yellow one.
Oh man, I'm going to get that one next time.
You scroll down, it's down there.
Yeah, I'm going to get that.
Use the code 10%.
I might actually get that for myself.
Yeah.
Go to the dry cleaners, get them to make it in short sleeve instead of long sleeve.
Yeah.
Wear that for the World
I'm
Cup.
going to look for that too.
Do a David Seaman dive.
Seaman and flowers. But go to their 10% off. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, that sounds like fucking it's all gone Pete Tong. Scan the QR code up there for 10 and use the code for 10%.
Might be up there.
It might be up there, wherever it is.
Usually above my head.
Go and check out all the fan cams on the weekend. I've done them all and after the game before. We're going to have a phone-in show this week, I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's have a phone-in show this week, and we'll be giving away free jerseys on that fucking. And we'll be giving away free jerseys on that fucking stream. So there we go. But thank you very much. One thing left for us to say.
Come on, Lions.